morning, students. My name is David Kanyanjua from the Management University of Africa. I shall be taking you through the course UCU 101, which is Principles and Practice of Management. This is a course that is mainly aimed at ensuring that you are able to conduct your managerial activities with ease. It comprises of 11 topics. Our first topic will involve an introduction to management, and in this particular topic we are going to look at the definition of what management is. Then we'll go ahead and look at an overview of the management process. We will discuss the characteristics of management and the nature of management. Our topic 2 will cover the evolution of management, or the historical perspectives of management, whereby we will look at the early influences or the pre-industrial society and their influence on management. We are going to look at the contributions of industrial revolution. We will also look at the classical school of thought. We will look at the human relations school of thought, and then we shall also look at the modern approaches to management. After that, our topic 3, we look at the context of management in terms of the characteristics or desirable defining characteristics of a manager. We shall look at the managerial skills that managers must exhibit, and also the roles that managers play, that is, the managerial roles. And after that, we look at the levels of management, followed by an overview of the environment within which management is conducted. After that, we will start looking at the various functions of management and the principles that guide them or govern them. First of all, we look at the planning process or the planning function in terms of its nature, its importance, types of plans, and the principles governing planning. We will look at the steps in the planning process and the barriers or limitations to planning. We look at decision making, and after that we are going to look at our topic 5, which will be the organizing function. Then under the organizing function, we will define what organizing is. We will look at the principles that govern the organizing function. We look at organization structure. We look at aspects of delegation. We look at aspects of centralization and decentralization within an organization. Our 6th topic will be the staffing function. Of course, we'll start by a definition of staffing. Then we look at its importance, or the role that staffing plays in an organization or in management. Then we look at the steps or the various functions in the staffing function itself. And after that, we'll move to our topic 7. Topic 7 will be about the directing function of management in terms of the elements of directing, its importance, and the principles that govern this important function of directing. After that, we're going to look at our topic number 8, which is about supervision. We look at who a supervisor is. We look at the qualities of a good supervisor. And we look at the duties and the responsibilities that supervisors play within an organizational setup. After that, we look at the types of supervisors that we have within an organization. Our topic number 9 will involve the controlling function of management. We look at it in terms of its definition, its importance, and the steps in the control process. We look at the characteristic of control and essentials of a good control system, and the principles, as well as the techniques of controlling. After that, our topic number 10 will be coordination. We look at a definition of coordination, its importance within an organization, and the essentials for successful coordination and the techniques that managers apply in coordination. Finally, we'll have an overview of the contemporary issues in management, more so with regard to issues concerning gender issues in management, technology, and management. So in a nutshell, that is what we will be covering. And right now, I want us to start off by looking at an introduction to management. And maybe the very first question that I may have to ask you, or we need to ask ourselves, is the question of what is management? So management has been variously defined by various authors. For example, Fayol has defined management as the planning, the organizing, the leading, the controlling of human and other resources to achieve organizational goals effectively and efficiently. So according to Fayol, he has actually used the managerial functions to define what management is. Mary Parker Follett on her side has talked of management as has talked about management in terms of the process of getting things done effectively and efficiently through and with other people, meaning basically that managers don't do everything. Rather, what they do, they actually delegate and work with and through other individuals to achieve the targets or the goals that have been set by the organization. Kunz and Weinreich have also defined management in terms of creating and maintaining or maintenance of an internal environment in an enterprise where individuals working in groups can perform effectively and efficiently towards the attainment of group goals. What this basically means is that the work of managers basically is to create an enabling environment within which those who work in those organizations are able to deliver either as individuals or in groups or teams towards the achievement of the goals of the organization. Having said that then, let's look at an overview of the management process. And the management process basically constitutes of four main functions. One of them is planning. The other function is the function of organizing. Then there is leading or directing and controlling. So this management process is represented in the form of a cycle, and it is continuous, a continuous cycle. So when you talk of planning, basically, you're talking about establishing goals, that is the targets that have to be achieved, and at the same time, establishing the means through which these particular goals are to be achieved. So at this point in time, you decide on the mission, you decide on the vision of the organization, you come up with the targets, and this is what will guide individuals within that particular or that given organization. Then when it comes to organizing, this is about determining which particular tasks are going to be done to achieve the targets or the goals that have been set. We are talking about tasks in terms of who will do them, how will they be done, who reports to who within the organization setup, where will decisions emanate from, so that there is clarity as to what each and every individual is expected to do within the organization. Then the leading function is about motivating the employees, communicating to them, resolving conflicts, and ensuring that everything is in harmony, also providing inspiration to those who will be working in the organization so that they can achieve the targets that have been set. Now, when it comes to the controlling function, it's about monitoring and ensuring that performance is in tandem with the targets that have been set, so that if there is any kind or any form of a discrepancy, then you can correct that discrepancy in a timely manner. Having talked about the management process, let's now turn our attention to the characteristics of management. So you'll find that each and every discipline has its own defining characteristics, and management is not an exception to this. One of the characteristics of management is that management is a goal-oriented activity. When we were talking about the management process, we say that at the planning stage, which is the very first step or stage in the management process, we start by defining our goals. So any other activity that is undertaken within an organization is actually or should actually be geared towards ensuring that we achieve the goals that we have already defined, that we have already set. So there is always a definitive objective of management, and managers actually work towards helping in achieving that particular goal. The second characteristic of management is that it is a coordinative activity. Within an organization, you find that different individuals, different work units and departments perform different roles. There is need to harmonize or synchronize the activities of these individuals to ensure that there is harmony within the organization and that the organization is pulling towards the same direction. That is the work of managers to ensure that there is effective coordination. Another characteristic of management is about decision making. So when you talk of decision making, it's about choices. So managers are always involved in making choices, making decisions, that is choosing between alternative courses of action at all the stages of management. When you're planning and you're coming up with a mission and the vision of the organization, first of all, you have to make a decision as to which particular type of business you will be in. Are you going to the manufacturing sector? Are you going to be in the service sector? And when you've chosen one of them, which particular activities, which particular products, which particular markets, that involves decision making. So managers will make decisions at all levels. Even those managers, the supervisors, are always making decisions as to the work activities that should be performed each and every day. Management is also an economic activity. So it aims at securing maximum results at minimum of effort and cost, ensuring that work is done efficiently, ensuring that there are minimal wastages. The fifth characteristic of management is that it involves creativity. So managers have to get work done in different types of situations with the help of the people, having different types of skills. So a manager has to always come up with a creative way of getting solutions to the problems that afflict the organization, of seizing the opportunities that exist within his or her organization's environment. Another characteristic of management is that it is universal. When you talk of the universality of management, we are simply saying that managerial activities, managerial functions are applicable to all levels of the organization, to all types of organization the world over. So the basic principles of management, the basic function